Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Kova, and welcome back to some more transfer gossip. If you're new around here, make sure to hit that subscribe button to get these videos every single day with a little nice notification for you. So, we're hitting this off with Arsenal. Now, there's a lot of Arsenal deals in this. I don't know whether they're just panicking or what, but there's obviously two main ones that are on the title, but we're starting off with Arsenal anyway, and that is Mustafi. Getting linked with them quite a lot recently. However, they are now looking to, make it happen. I think they've got desperate after Gabriel got injured. It means both Gabriel and Mertesacker are both injured for the start of the season, which means Arsenal are ready to meet the £30 million Valencia release clause on Mustafi's contract. Obviously, as soon as a Prem club, or any club for that matter, hits that £30 million, Valencia have to accept, and the player will then be able to, speak to the club. So it's a big fee for a centre-back, but, the guy is only 23, so there's a lot of potential in him to kick on his career at Arsenal and basically have some unfinished business in the Premier League, because obviously he did play for Everton at one point and got sent away. Next up is John Stones. This is a big transfer. Manchester City have announced the signing of John Stones for approximately 47 million, so not 50, 47 million pounds, which is obviously a heck of a lot of money for this guy. I don't think he's worth it. A lot like Raheem Sterling when they signed him, I don't think he's worth 47 million, but he is Guardiola's type of player who can play out from the back. Now, 47 million plus, I believe 3 million in add-ons, providing he hits certain criteria, as usual with a lot of transfers. Now, the insane thing about this is because they only announced this today after they slipped up by putting him in early for their Champions League squad. So I'm guessing yesterday and possibly the day before, this was actually a done deal. Manchester City kept it under the wraps quite good. No photographer spotted him in Manchester or anything like that. It was just a case of, apparently it was a done deal. They registered him for their squad. Now that got released like crazy on Twitter. Everyone got onto it, and then all of a sudden he was announced as a Manchester City player. So I don't know whether they were just buying him at a time to do all the the photograph shoots and obviously the interviews and stuff like that for John Stones. But it is now a done deal. I think it's a lot of money, but if that's what they want to pay, that's what we want to pay. Next up is a possible replacement, and that is Lamine Kone. Obviously, been getting linked a hell of a lot with Everton recently, and I try and keep up to date with potential moves and how they progress as well. So that's why I do feature a few repeating ones. Everton still want the Sunderland centre back, even with the potential signing of this guy, Ashley Williams. They've agreed a deal with Swansea, a £12 million fee with Swansea for the captain. Now, I think the interesting one about this is I mentioned how he's not getting any younger, but it's just I think Everton are literally just going for a quick fix with this one. I think obviously got links with Fonte as well. They're both obviously getting on a bit, but they're both very good players at the same time. Gives another leader at the back for Everton. I think it'd be a good signing, to be honest, if they can get this one done. Apparently he's travelling to Merseyside for a medical on this one. So this one's a very advanced deal, and a few big transfers going on. And Arsenal are next up again. They are ready to go in for Jonny Evans. Arsenal will sign him before the first game, about a 10 million fee. This is crazy, this deal. I just don't understand it. I think this just shows how desperate Arsenal are getting. I think Jonny Evans is a good player. I don't think he's good enough for what Arsenal need. Now, I would say that. Now, I think Arsenal needs to try and sign better players than this if they're going to push on past the top 4 place that they always get every season, because I think it's probably going to be the hardest season yet to get a top 4 space. You're looking at Chelsea, are in there, Man U, Arsenal, yeah, they'd probably be in there, but then you got Tottenham, Man City. I think Liverpool may push towards that, although, you never know with teams these days. Leicester obviously still up there, so it's going to be the biggest competition for a top 4 place, and Arsenal getting mentioned to sign Jonny Evans. So they need to sign Mustafi for me rather than Evans, because I think he's a better player. Next up, the big one has been finally done. Pogba has been completed. It was actually an £88 million move, which equates to about €105 million. But I believe that does still set the record for the biggest transfer ever. Crazy considering they had this guy 4 years ago, we'll say that. However, it is such a great signing to have him back. Not only for FIFA guys, all you FIFA guys out there, to see him back in the Prem and make teams around him is just going to be crazy. The Prem is the place to make your team next season for me. Now, I think it's a good sign. It's a fantastic sign. I think that's going to change Man U into a possible contender for the Premier League. With Mourinho in charge, anything is possible for Man U fans now, which is, as much as I hate it, it's fair play to them. Next up is an interesting one. Yannick Bolasie is getting linked to the move to Everton. They see an £18 million bid rejected by Crystal Palace, who are seeking a fee closer to £30 million. Now, the rumour is, however, if a club comes in for £30 million for Bolasie, Crystal Palace will then use the money to go and get Benteke. Now, they obviously do have a lot of wingers, Crystal Palace anyway, so who knows, they may let Bolasie go for the right fee. Next up, another winger who is actually going, and that is Samir Nasri. He is heading off after being told he's no longer needed at Manchester City. Obviously, he came back a bit overweight, and I think a comment was made about that. I don't know whether there's been an argument since or what. We don't know, like, behind the scenes type thing. However, he has been told he can leave. AC Milan, Inter Milan, and Roma, 3 Italian clubs, are interested in him. Next up is a guy called Augustin Yakup. Now, he is moving to Arsenal. Well, apparently moving to Arsenal anyway. He's a player that they used to have. He came through their academy. They're ready to re-sign the former youth player, but they do face competition from AC Milan again, Fiorentina, and Borussia Dortmund for this guy as well. Next up is another player who got a blue card, and that is Lucas Perez last season. I think this is one that EA gave away for free if you enter that competition on FIFA 16. Now, this guy is getting linked with a move to Leicester, which is interesting because they've signed even Ahmed Musa. I don't really see why they need another striker unless they're letting Leiva go or maybe Ozaki. I'm not too sure. However, they are close to this signing, which is an interesting one. Next up is Icardi. Now, this deal, I put it in there just because it's a rumour, but apparently Arsenal are ready to offer cash and Giroud to get Mauro Icardi. I can't see it happening. Arsenal are too tight to do this deal, but Chelsea may join in the race for the Argentinian. And we end with Lucas Leiva. He's getting linked to, obviously, to move to Galatasaray. There's been no secrets. I've mentioned it a lot of times on this channel. A little update, however. Galatasaray put on their Twitter they have spoken to Lucas Leiva personally, and he said he wants another day to decide. So that means, I'm guessing the two clubs have kind of agreed that he can go there. It's just a case of Lucas deciding whether he wants to relocate his family, because he is settled on his side, whether he wants to relocate his family to Turkey. And obviously, it's a crazy one because of the situation in Turkey at the moment, and a lot of players getting put off by it. And but like Gomez actually wants to leave Turkey, so an interesting one there that is should be announced, or his future will be sorted out in the next few days. And this is what the team will look like. Obviously, the big high Pogba coming in would be insane. And that Aussie card actually looks really good. I've always mentioned Mustafi. I'm looking forward to seeing him in the Prem as well. But this is what the squad look like, guys. But as I always say, if you did enjoy, let's hit that like button, see if we can get 10 likes on this video. And I'll be back tomorrow for more transfer gossip.